primer or not when applying your makeup. Do they really work? Do they really help your makeup apply better? Do they really help your makeup last longer? Are they really necessary, or are they just a waste of money? I have this Smashbox Try It Out kit with lots of different primers in it. It has 2 face primers, a shadow primer, and then it has an hydrating under eye primer. So what I'm going to do today is split my face half and half. This half I'm going to do with no primer at all, just straight up makeup, which is a little crazy because I always use primers. I'm interested to see myself if the primers really do make a difference. This side of my face is going to have no primer at all, just makeup. I'm going to apply it straight to my skin. And then this half is going to have the primers on it. So I'll be checking in with you guys throughout the day to update you on what the makeup's looking like, how it's wearing, if the primers really are helping or if they're not, if both sides look the same. I'm pretty excited to do this because I'm all about saving money, and if I don't need to buy primers, then I'm not going to buy them anymore. If I had to guess right now, I would say that primers really do work. They seem to work for me. Then again, I always use them. I don't ever apply my makeup without them. So I'm interested to see what the side of my face looks like with no primers at all, and see if primers really do make that big of a difference. So let's do it. So to start, I'm going to go ahead and take the Smashbox 24-hour Photo Finish Shadow Primer and apply it to this eye. Then I'm going to go in with the Smashbox. Why can I not say that today? What is going on? I'm going to go in with the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer and apply it to this half of my face, and then I'm going to go over that once it sinks in a little bit with the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. It feels so weird only applying stuff to half of my face. I'm just going to press that into the skin, let that sink in a little bit before I go over it with the primer water. I'm just going to kind of cover one half and spray the other half. Oh, I forgot about the hydrating under eye primer. I never use an under eye primer, ever. I don't really know what this is supposed to do, but we'll try it. I guess we'll see if this eye looks more hydrated underneath. Okay, now that I have all of the primers applied to half of my face, I'm going to go in with my foundation. I'm going to go ahead and use the L'Oreal Pro Glow foundation. I know I use it all the time, but it's my favorite, and I know how it usually wears, so this will be the one that I'll be able to tell the best results with because it's the one that I wear the most. I'm just going to apply that with my Beauty Blender over both sides of my face, the prime side and the not prime side. First, we'll see if the makeup applies differently to the side with the primers. See if we can tell anything immediately or not. It definitely looks like the side with the primer looks a little bit smoother, especially in like my pore area right here. I can tell a little bit of a difference there, but if I wasn't really looking for it and looking for a difference, I don't know that I would really notice. But it does look like it clings to my pores a little bit more in this area on the side without the primers. I'm going to go ahead and apply some concealer. We'll get to see how that applies on both sides, as well as if I can tell a difference with the hydrating under eye primer. I'm interested to see what that wears like. So I'm just going to do more of a natural light makeup look, which is my favorite anyway. I'm just going to do like a typical look for me so that I can see if I can tell a difference. I am not going to take my concealer up on my eye on this side. I normally do. That's normally how I prime my eyes. I don't normally use a shadow primer, but to just tell the difference for the sake of this video, I'm not going to put anything on my eyelid, and we're just going to go straight in with eyeshadow. I'm going to go in with this cream contour just a little bit. I'm going to quickly set my under eyes and the rest of my face with this Smashbox setting powder. I did give this the flash test the other day and it did not pass. It definitely has flashback, so I don't suggest this if you're going to be taking pictures with flash. For what I'm going to be doing today, this will work just fine. I am going to go ahead and apply just that translucent powder over that eyelid. I didn't bake my under eyes or any parts of my face just because I want to see how the primer does without that, just with quickly setting my face, especially that hydrating under eye primer. I want to see kind of what that does on its own. I don't really want to give it any help. Now I'm going to go ahead and do my eyes. I'm going to use this Tartelette in Bloom palette. I'm just going to set and quickly blend this white shadow over top first. And then I'm going to go in with this light tan shade and put that in the crease. Right now this side definitely looks more smooth than the side without the primer, and I feel like the shadow looks a little bit more pigmented on this side, like the colors are showing up a little more intensely. Okay, so I've gone in twice on this eye and I don't feel like I can really see this shadow, but I definitely can on this side. I'm going to go in a third time and see. With a brush that's a little bit more dense, I'm going to go into this next shade that's a little bit darker. This one is a lot more intense, so we'll see if this one shows up more intense on this side or not. Next, I'm going to pick up a more dense blending brush, and I'm going to pick up just a tiny bit of this shade right here, and I'm just going to focus that on the outer corner. The pigmentation and the application are a lot better on this side with the primers. If you didn't have one primed, if you were just doing both of them without a primer, I don't think you would really be able to tell that big of a difference. But the fact that I have one with a primer that's looking really smooth, really blended, and then I have one side that is just really blotchy and not blended well, really not loving how they look side by side. Give you a little look here. I don't know if you can even tell. This one is definitely more blotchy, not as smooth as this one. To finish off the eye look, I'm going to apply this gold shimmery shade. I will say that the glitter shadow did apply a lot better on this side than the matte shadows were applying. So I'm just finishing up the rest of my face to see how the rest of the products apply over both sides with and without the primers, to see if I can tell a difference in like my bronzer, my highlight. I don't know if it's just in my head because I'm so focused on it right now, but I do feel like this side products are just applying a lot more smoothly over than this side, even though I set this side too, which I would think that if you set your foundation, stuff should apply just as well over it, but I could be wrong. It's not blending out as well, and I feel like the color is kind of splotchy on this side. Like where I put my brush down, you can definitely tell a difference in the pigmentation of the bronzer. It looks like there's just a big old block right there on my face. Now I'm just going to apply some highlight. This is the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. I don't want to put on a setting spray because then I think that that could help my makeup last longer, and I want to see how the primers do on their own. This does not claim to make your makeup last longer, but I am going to use this to melt all of the makeup together, melt the powders into the foundation and all of that so that my face doesn't look cakey or powdery. I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup and apply my lip color, and then I'll be right back. I'm not going to apply any mascara because I do have a lash lift or a lash perm right now, and I don't feel the need to apply any. So now the look is completed. I'll check in with you guys over the next few hours and just see how each side is wearing throughout the day. Right now it is almost 12:30, so I will check back in with you guys in a few hours. Okay guys, it's been just a little over an hour, and I can't really tell a difference so far. Eye makeup, it still just looks a little less smooth and pigmented on this side, and I honestly can't tell a difference in the face makeup at all yet, but we're just an hour in, so I'm gonna try to wear this for a good 8 hours because that's like a typical work day. I feel like that's a good amount of time, so I'm gonna try to wear it for around 8 hours today, so we're just an hour in, so we'll see how it does. Hey guys, it is now just a little bit after 6:30. We are getting ready to go on a walk. As far as the makeup goes, it still looks about the same, honestly. Both sides have settled in my smile lines and are kind of breaking up around my nose. Other than that, I really can't tell a difference in either side. Like I said before, this side with the primer does seem to fill in and cover my pores a little bit more. They do seem a little bit more noticeable on this side, but other than that, I still can't tell a difference. So I'm gonna check back in for a final time tonight at 8:30. So that'll be after our walk, after we eat dinner and all of that. 8 hours should be a good amount of time, I think, to see if primer makes a difference or not, so I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay guys, it is now 8:15. I was gonna try to wait until 8:30, but honestly I'm just ready to take this makeup off. My final thoughts are, it might be breaking up a little bit around my nose a little bit more on the side without the primer, but honestly outside of that, I can't really tell a difference. I don't think there's much of a difference. I definitely think that the eyeshadow primer makes a difference, or just putting concealer over your eye and setting that with a translucent powder or a light colored shadow. I think that can do the exact same thing. As far as the little Photo Finish Hydrating Under Eye Primer, I almost feel like my concealer and makeup is creased more on the side with the primer than without. It's definitely creased on both. My concealer always creases under my eyes. That's just how my under eyes are. But I do feel like it might actually be creased a little bit more noticeable on the side with the actual primer. The side with the primers definitely made my pores look a little bit smaller in this area. Other than that, it really wore about the same. It creased in my smile lines on both sides. The other products wore on top of it about the same. Honestly, I'm a little bit surprised because I always use a primer. I just thought that there was going to be a much bigger difference than there is. I don't know. It's really up to you if you want to use a primer or not. Obviously, you can get away with not wearing a primer because I did that today, but I'm sure it depends on the type of foundation and the type of products that you're applying on top of your skin as well. So it could just be the foundation. I don't know. I don't think so. Overall, I don't think that it's necessary that you wear a primer. I probably will continue to wear them just because I already have them. But obviously you can get away without wearing a primer and be perfectly fine. There are some people that never wear primers, and then there's some people that will not do their makeup without a primer. I think it's just a personal opinion, a personal preference. So definitely try it out for yourself. See if your makeup wears the same. See if you can tell a difference personally. If you can't and you want to save the money on the primer, then go for it. I had a lot of fun filming this video and just checking in with you guys throughout the day and letting you know my thoughts and how the makeup was wearing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and remember, you are beautiful, you're a blessing, and I am so thankful for you. Bye. Tip number 2. Organize your makeup in the order that you use it. I wanted to organize them in a way that I could just go from drawer